Now let's look at how we can move and rotate our teeth and gums as part of our angry expression. Alright, so here we've got our angry expression, and we need to be able to move the bottom teeth down to match up with the rotation of that jaw. So let's go ahead, and if we access our teeth here in the subtool menu here, well, we can't really do anything with the bottom by itself. If we go to frame, you can see that these are all the same color, and we don't really have this broken up in a way that we can access these as separate subtools. But what we do have is the fact that these are separate pieces of geometry that we've brought in as a single subtool, and we can separate those out just by accessing our polygroups. So we'll just take our polygroups and say auto group, and you can see now all of those teeth have turned a different color. Right? So that means I'm able to now mask and select some of these individually. Let's go ahead and turn transparency on so we can see this. And so now what I want to do is just want to make the bottom visible and have the top portion of the mouth invisible. So go ahead and turn that off. And so now rather than masking, I'm going to go ahead and hide and unhide. So go ahead and select this, and I'll click it again. I'm holding down Control-Shift, by the way. Click that twice. And now as I go through these top teeth, it's going to turn those off. Okay, so now I'm left with the tongue and the bottom portion of the mouth. So now I can turn this back on. You can see I've got X-ray on here, transparency, so that I can figure out where this is. Now initially, we should probably rotate this just as we did the jaw from this point in here. So we can go ahead and take a rotate, and we can take a transpose and rotate that down. Okay, and let's take our move and stretch that out. I want to go ahead and move it down and place it in that way. So just kind of get it down in there. Turn off transparency to be able to see that a little bit better. So something along those lines will enable us to kind of move it down. Okay. So now let's say I want to kind of sculpt this tongue a bit. Okay, so what I can do is, again, turn this off. Alright. So now I've got that, I can actually start to sculpt this tongue. Maybe pull this up. Just kind of using the move tool. Let's pull that up a little bit. And when we're done manipulating this, we can just hold down Control-Shift and click, and that will bring all of our teeth back, and they're still there on our single teeth subtool. Okay. Now if we turn off frame, you can see those colors goes away. Those colors go away, and we're left with just the teeth. Okay, so that's one way that we can manipulate our different subtools. This is something that we can also do when we set up our blend shapes within Maya, and it may in fact give you a little bit more control doing it that way. Now, one last thing I want to do on the head is to actually accentuate some of these neck muscles. As he's kind of screaming, we want to get that the neck muscles really standing out there. So we want to grab the old man. There we go. And accentuate those muscles. So we'll come in here and come down to level 2. Get our standard brush. And I'll just bring some of this out here along the trap. A little bit more detail in here. Just a little bit of kind of strain there. Alright, so that is how we move those pieces around if they're in their own individual subtool, and kind of help us to create our angry expression here. So have fun with that. And the next lesson, let's go ahead and instead of creating anger, we'll take this angry expression and turn it into one of surprise. Okay, so we'll actually start with this one and look at how we can modify the expression rather than starting from a base again. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that in the next lesson.